Okay, Happy New Year. It is January 1st, 2017. And I just wanted to come together with our newer consultants. And I know, I'm pretty sure Dawn and Dawn's going to sign on because she did comment that she kind of got everything set up with Zoom. So hopefully she can join us when she can. But Bethany and Victoria, glad you guys are here. I want to talk a couple things about the importance of bookings. So Victoria, do you have bookings on your calendar for January?
Yeah.
Have you done a grand opening, like a virtual grand opening party yet? Or
I have like a launch show scheduled for next Sunday and
a
then
live party or a virtual one?
a live one.
Okay. And do you have friends and family out of town and things too?
I have some cousins in North Carolina.
Okay. Any friends?
Most everybody is here.
Okay. Which is great. But what I want to encourage you to do, and I'm going to talk to Joellen too, this is relatively new. I've been hearing it from other leaders, and I am implementing it myself, is to not only do a grand opening live show like you're doing, which is fantastic because you're doing it early in the month, but also to do a grand opening virtual party. And you could literally do that even before you had your products, which actually for Julie and Dawn, we're doing it on Monday, and they just ordered their kit on Friday, and so they won't even have their products yet. So, and if Joellen is not able, because I know her schedule's really busy too, connect with me, Victoria, because I can help you get a virtual party going. Like
Okay.
today's Sunday, even like on Wednesday, we could do a virtual party. So I'll connect with you about that. But the importance of booking in your first 30 days, for you new consultants that are starting in December or have started in December, you have the monthly host bonus or the new consultant bonus, which is that beautiful entertaining piece or set that's $152 value. But you also have an extra 30 days, which is really incredible because in your first 90 days, normally you would have all that time to earn Pampered Chef dollars. And so you're getting 120 days to do that. And you earn Pampered Chef dollars every time you submit $1,250 in sales. You'll get $100 in Pampered Chef money, which is incredible. Now, with that being said, $1,250 can be one party. I mean, it's a really good party. But on average, it's about two parties. Sometimes, depending on if it's virtual or live parties, it might be, about 3 or 4 parties. So we want to really encourage our new consultants to do at least 6 parties in their first 30 days. Now, and I haven't talked to you, I'm sure Joellen has, about like what your goals are with your business and how much money you need to make and how many parties you're planning on doing in a month. And it may be more than that, it may be less than that. But I always say do at least 6 in your first 30 days. And what that will do is it's basically your orientation period. It's your time that you're training, and it's going to really just help you get off to a strong start. After you do those 6 parties or more in your first 30 days, you're going to kind of, it'll be more of an easier process just because you've done it 6 times. The other thing is you're going to get bookings from those parties, which is going to help carry your business into the next months. Okay. Now, with that being said, with Facebook and text and emails, you can literally have a party within just about 3 to 5 days. A virtual party, like I said, Victoria, we could totally do in a couple of days. We set up one of the events for the Facebook virtual party tomorrow. We set it up today and started inviting people, and she already got like 6 people coming. Again, it's virtual, so it's a little different than a live party. And in your case, I would say you could kind of have, you can invite kind of the same people as well. If they can't come to the live party, they can certainly participate. It's about an hour on Facebook. Have you ever been to a virtual party on Facebook?
I know about them, but I've never participated in one where I needed to show up at a particular time.
Right. And a lot of companies do things differently. Even within our company, there are people that do a 1-hour event, which is what I prefer. There are people that run them for 7 days or 10 days or 15 days. I kind of like to do one where basically from 7:30 to 8:30 or from 8 to 9. We are all on the Facebook event and kind of live posting and interacting and things like that. Of course, there are some kind of some pre-posts to get people excited, and then there's a couple of follow-up posts afterwards, but the whole process is about 5 days or so. 5 to 7 days.
Okay.
So, I'm going to show you, I'm going to do a screen share here in a minute because I want to show you some things on Consultants Corner. But our January and February host bonuses are pretty incredible. So I'm going to do a screen share here just to show you guys. And you may already know this too, but I figure it's going to be important to know. So once you're on Consultants Corner, so you'll sign in with your consultant number or your email address. I mean, now the way they do it with being able to sign up with your email address, you can use your email address and password that you create. And then from the top here, the way you're going to find your specials is this tab here, Promotions and Recognition. And then you can see the host specials, guest specials. But the host specials, when you're booking parties, is really what you want to concentrate on. So you can see, you can pick January, February, or March. We're going to concentrate on January. But I would go ahead and, print off the February as well, okay? And then right over here to the right, you can see the host special flyer. So if you don't have your January and your February host bonus flyers, I would print off at least one so you can have it with you and know what they are. But do you guys know what January is?
Double host rewards month.
Yes. Now, just to clarify, every single host gets to choose one of these 3 items at 60% off, which is amazing. They're all great tools. Most everybody and their brother or mom are working on eating healthier after these last 2 months of binging, Mm-hmm. Now, the party is held and submitted between the 1st and the 10th. They get a bonus salad chopper for free, which is also great for shredding meats. Now, Victoria, double free is amazing, and every host can earn it once they hit the 650 in sales. So let's talk a little bit about wording. I always love to call people, oh my gosh, how are you doing? And you guys as new consultants, take advantage of the fact that you're brand new and just say, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. We have these fantastic specials and products, and I am getting my Pampered Chef business started. I would love to be able to pamper you and your friends because the January host bonuses are amazing. I'd love to help you get double free in your kitchen. You see what I'm saying there is you're not saying, hey, will you do a party for me? You're saying, I'm so excited to start my new business. And you can always say, I thought of you because you love to cook. I thought of you because you hate to cook and you need some ideas. I thought of you because you always have the most fun parties, and I would like to pamper you, or I would like to benefit you double free in January, plus 60% off on these amazing tools. What do you think? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the other thing I wanted to mention to you, really any consultants, but when you have somebody on the phone or in dialogue, because I know these days a lot of times dialogues happen on Facebook Messenger or on text messenger. If you're in a conversation with them and for some reason they say that January, oh, I could not do anything in January, it's just too crazy, blah, 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 say no worries. Oh my gosh, I would love to help get you a rock crock in your kitchen at a fraction of the price. Let's try to maybe pencil you in for a date in February. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to get people engaged in a conversation because people are busy. So if you have them on the phone and you're asking for January and they can't do January, go ahead and offer up February, okay? And so that's why it's important to know both of the specials. It's also important on your calendar to have your open dates marked. I use the Post-it flags. Some people use highlighters just to highlight certain days.
Mm-hmm.
So be sure to know your next available date. So as you're talking to people, you might even run into somebody out and about, and you want to be able to know what you have. Okay. Right. So January, February bonuses. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. While we're on the screen share, I want to show you guys a couple things. I met with a group of consultants. They're not quite as new as you, but new in the last few months. And I was asking them questions like, what is it that you wish either was made more clear, when you started, and actually several of them said, because there's so much to learn, and there's everything is new. That they even said, I'm sure it was mentioned or said somewhere, but I wish it was kind of reinforced. So a couple of things that I want to share with you guys that came from that conversation. Invest in some labels, okay? And I invest in the labels. There's these labels that, oh shoot, let me see what right here. That I use for my contact information.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the 30 to a page Avery or Office Depot labels. And I want to show you right over here under, let me look here.
Hey, Christy.
Yep.
Something that I did instead of labels, because I
Yep.
felt like that was going to get expensive, is I went ahead and bought that stamp that they offer too. Because I could stamp the back of the catalogs. Is that okay?
The stamp is great. The only caution I will give you on the back of the catalogs or anything that's shiny, stamps will smear if you don't really let them dry. I use stamps, and there's nothing wrong with using stamps. But what you're going to want to do is have a big space where when you stamp your catalogs, you can kind of lay them out and really let them dry, because if you just stack them up right away, they'll smear.
Okay.
Okay. So, good point. These I print off and I can use them on, and you can use your stamp on your Life Tastes Great brochures. You know, you should have those in your packet. Again, they're a little shiny, so they could smear. So yeah, if you get the stamp, just make sure you're where you can lay them out. Okay. Now, I want to show you on Pampered Partner 2. Where am I? Where have I gone? I'm losing my way. Okay, so right here, there's a search field. And I thought, okay, Pampered Perks, right here. If you can't find anything, this little search field is pretty darn good about directing you where you need to go, okay? Like I thought Pampered Perks was under selling and recruiting, but it's over here under Business Center where it says Pampered Perks. I want you guys, and this is one of the things that several people were saying, even though it was kind of mentioned maybe in a training or they saw it somewhere, Pampered Chef has partnered with quite a few businesses, as you can see here, okay? So like I save 20% on my Sprint bill every month. So if you have Sprint or AT&T or Verizon or T-Mobile, click on that, figure out how you can get a discount, okay? If you have car rentals, it's really nice. This is some insurance information. So if you need insurance, there's a place where basically they kind of group together people so you can kind of get the rates of a group even though you're a self-employed. So that's nice too. But I want to draw your attention to the Office Depot, FedEx, Office Max, which Office Max and Depot are the same thing now. But you can click on this and you can get a store purchasing card, okay? So if what I just did recently is because we had some mid-season products that were brought out in October, they are not in the catalog, but the company has given us a link on the website, okay? But see how colored it is? It's a lot of pictures. I'm like, I am not going to use all my ink to print these. So I just uploaded it to Office Depot, asked them to print it for me, along with some other things. I had about 150 copies. Some of them color, some of them black and white. The original bill was close to $80, and my final bill was under $25. And it's because of the store purchasing card, okay? Mm-hmm. So definitely worth it. Laura actually had hers at our little thing yesterday, and when you print it off, you can click on this, it walks you through, you can print it off, take that to the store, and they'll laminate it for you. So then you'll have that with you. So just take advantage of that. So if you do buy labels, copies, labels, paper, any of those kind of generic office supplies are what really get you benefit with this discount card, okay? Not so much, school supplies kind of stuff, but anything like labels, reams of paper, things like that. Another thing that I might recommend for you as new consultants, everything is online now too. So you may or may not, I know some new consultants, because they enter all their orders online, on their iPad, on the app, they don't necessarily use paper receipts. And any of these things I'm showing you like this, I can upload to our team page as a file so you can find them. There have been times, and I might be going back to this a little bit, that I've just kind of printed off some wish lists for people to use at the parties. So they put their name and their email and their phone number, which is really important because that's how you have to enter it. And then they can just look, it just is a big long list of where they can just put things down that they're interested in as you're going through the party. And it kind of keeps them engaged. Then they can bring this up to you and use it when you're entering the order. You can use your order forms. You got order forms that came in your kit. You might as well use them. Use those as your wish list first, you know, and just even maybe say, now these are order forms, but I like to refer to them as your wish list. Because chances are you're going to have more on your wish list than you're actually going to be able to order tonight. But then you'll have a list ready for when you host your show and you know what you want to get for free and half price. You know what I mean? There's like little tweaks that you can use. So definitely use the supplies that the company sent you at this point. I like to use a manila folder for each host. I put her name, the show number, which for each one of you, your first show is number 1, second show is number 2, right? But as you get up there a little bit, it's kind of hard to keep track of. I always put their address right here, so I can take this with me, put it in my show bag. I know where I'm going. I put their phone number, so any information I need. Sometimes I might need to, maybe she wants me to bring a particular product, or maybe she, whatever it is. I can make myself some notes as I'm talking to her inside my folder, so that it's right there specific to her show. So I like to use folders. It's a pretty inexpensive item that you can pick up at your Office Depot or Office Max, get a discount on. The other thing is red pens. I like to bring pens with me to my parties. Some hosts are going to have pens, and if your host already has a bunch of pens laying out, I don't necessarily bring mine out. But, you know, not always are they going to have, if you've got 15 people coming or 12 people coming, they may not all have the pens. But I just like to use red pens. You can get like a dozen of them for $1 or less. And most people are not going to, not that people are going to take your pens anyway, but usually they stick around because people realize they're not theirs. Okay, so, and it shows up good on the order forms as well. So those are some initial things that you'll want to pick up. Now, here's the other conversation that a lot of people were mentioning yesterday, and that's the conversation about business cards. And business cards are almost a thing of the past, really. I mean, I do have some. These are the ones that are done by Merrill, okay? I like to use the ones with my picture on them, mainly because it's like a realtor, or if you meet several people and you find a business card, it's like, is this the one that I really connected with, or is this the one, you know what I mean? It kind of is, it's more personal.
Yeah.
Is it necessary? No. I'm a big, big, big advocate of, I want you to make money from the beginning. I don't want you necessarily spending all of your commission checks right away. Now, a couple of things on that. First, you do sometimes have to make money to spend money, and you do kind of want to reinvest into your business a bit. But just keep in mind, our kits are full of amazing products. Even the starter kit, the ultimate kit is even more packed. If there's a particular item that you need that you don't own right away, you can probably jump on the team page and say, anybody have this I could borrow on this date? And you can borrow it. A great way to add to your kit is hosting your own party. And I have some friends that host a party of their own once a month. They'll call it something different. Maybe they're calling it a salad in a jar party this month, and next month they're calling it a get ready for Valentine's, or maybe the following month they're calling it a meals and minutes. So you're kind of offering something different, but you can get the benefits to those. Your grand opening party, Victoria, you can actually earn up to double free. So you definitely want to shoot for that $1,000 level. So you'll have $400 in free products, right? So keep that in mind. Now, here's what I would recommend to use as business cards when you start, okay? I'm going to go back over here to Consultant's Corner, and I'm going to just show you right up here at this top right corner. First of all, you probably shouldn't have to get a lot of supplies right away. But you can see, click on the product card, and there's 3 different product cards. There's a product, So we have a 20% discount as consultants. There was the supplies, and then there was a show cart. So if you go over here, this is the consultant supply cart. So there are things available here that you're not going to see in the product cart, and you're not going to see in the show cart, okay? So what I want to draw your attention to is right here. See where it says clearance? Click on that clearance, and this is going to bring you some business materials that are outdated, okay? I want to tell you right here, there's 2 different recipe cards. There's this beautiful tres leches cake that's a coconut cake, beautiful and it's delicious. Then there's this chocolate peanut butter mousse drumettes. These are just recipe cards. And I should, let me grab. Okay, these aren't the exact recipe cards that are on here now, but the recipe cards are about this size. And on the back, there's a spot. Now, I will say, Bethany, stamps work great on these because they're not shiny. Or little labels. These are the 82 a page ones. But if you think about it, you have your contact information on here. This is better than a business card. And if you look at this, they're $1 a pack or $1.50 a pack. This one is just a little newer. And there's like 40 of them in a pack. That is a darn cheap business card, okay?
Christy, was that under the news and events tab in Consultants Corner?
Nope. This is, you go up,
Sorry.
You're
in the
basically
clearance
in
section.
the shopping cart. What was
Okay.
that? Here, I'll go back.
I just missed the first tab. I saw
Right
you.
here. It's not even a tab. It's right here, the top right.
Okay.
And you're gonna hit, if you hit this, you'll see 3 different carts. This is gonna be if you're gonna buy product using your consultant discount. This is if you want to add party to a show, like this is a show cart.
Okay.
And then the supplies, and there are 3 different carts because they're handled different ways. You have different pricing, on different
Right.
things. So, and then once you get into the supply carts, there is this clearance section.
Okay.
It's always a good place to start. There's only 6 items in there now.
Okay.
But
But
another
the supply cart, that's where I can buy new catalogs and stuff
Yes.
too, right? Okay.
But on the clearance section, I'll show you that in a minute. There's also, if you notice, this is the past season's best. This is the spring, summer of 2016. Okay. And they're $6 for 10. So if you click the view, it'll tell you actually how many you're going to get, how many it includes. So you have the season's best, spring, summer, set of 10. So they're 60 cents a piece. Those $2 cookbooks are 60 cents a piece. This is a great thing to add to your cart to use as prizes. I use these as prizes. In fact, I need to kind of update my bag. I haven't done that yet. Let's just pretend this is the season's best cookbook. I usually take one of these and kind of wrap it around a season's best cookbook. I'll put it in one of those my girlfriend's house, like little cellophane envelopes, because I have one that's about this size. And that's my prize. The season's best with the little taste great. Because it's giving them information about the business. And ideally, I'm going to write on my host folder who won the door prize, because I know who walked away with one of these. And then I could call them in a couple of days. Hey, Bethany, it's Christy with Buford Chef. I'm at your Victoria's party. How are you doing? Right? Hey, on that prize, did you pull out the cookbook? Have you tried any of the recipes yet? Hey, did you see that other piece of paper that I put in there? What did you think? Did you have a chance to look at it? You see what I'm saying? So you're kind of getting bonus, like killing 2 birds with 1 stone in a sense, because you're kind of passing on the information about the business as well. Okay? So any questions about this?
No.
On your supplies, that's the clearance section. So it's always good every time you're going to put a supply order in, check the clearance, check your supply of like business cards, recipe cards, and see if you want to add anything from the clearance. But here you'll see you can shop all 105 supplies, or maybe you just need the show materials and you want to kind of fine tune it. Now I do want to mention, and we're about out of time, but I am going to leave it open for some questions and answers here too. But these are the main things that I wanted to cover with you guys. But what I wanted to do is I wanted you guys to realize that the new spring catalogs start March 1st. So I think, did you guys get 25 catalogs in your new kit?
I think so. I think we get a pack of 20 and then there's like 5 in the box.
Oh yes, in the in like your packets or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing. It's cheaper per catalog to buy 100. But do not buy 100 right now because you only have January and February that you're going to be doing parties. So if you find yourself needing catalogs before March 1st, the fall winter catalogs, post on our team page. I am almost certain there are people that are going to have some extra. I know as directors, we usually have some extra just because we know our team might need some toward the end of the season. Now, with that in mind, March 1st is our new spring catalog. The company is so generous. They will be sending every active consultant a changeover kit. It's going to include a little brochure, flyer about all the new products, so you can kind of learn up on all the new products. It's going to include a pack of 25 catalogs. The only cost to us as consultants is like a shipping charge. It's like $6, and they'll just take that out of your commission. It is a business expense, so cheap. You're basically getting a bunch of catalogs and some training, information for the cost of shipping. So keep that in mind. At the beginning, in March, maybe depending on how many shows you're going to do, check with your recruiter, your director first. But you may want to go ahead and buy a pack of 50 or 100 in March, because you have 6 months then. Then you're getting the catalogs at like under 50 cents a piece. Okay? All right.
Christy?
Yes.
Do you think 100 would last 6 months, or do you think that, let's say on average we do 6 parties a month?
Right.
How long does 100 catalogs last?
Well, and it kind of depends because Bethany, I know you're wanting to do like 6 to 8 parties a month and have more of a. I usually order 200 at the beginning of the season, and a lot of times I'll order another 200 kind of in the middle of the season.
Okay.
And I'm doing about 8 to 10 parties a month.
Okay.
So it may not last you the whole 6 months, but it'll be a good start. And then even in the middle of the season, we can always do a, hey, who needs catalogs? So maybe you're ordering 100, but maybe 2 other people are going in and each buying 25 from you. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where, you have a nice big office, so you would definitely have space. And if you could go ahead and buy a couple hundred, then you're getting it all in one shipping cost too.
Right.
And by the time you'd be ordering those, it'd probably be like the end of February, early March, and you two will have Pampered Chef dollars by then.
Yeah.
Bethany, you're almost to your first 100 Pampered Chef dollars here pretty soon. So, so that's great. Okay. That's the main thing. Are you guys familiar with PCU on Consultants Corner?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I won't go there, but I do want to show you one thing that I kind of pretty recently ran across. I think they updated it. So I want to make sure that you guys realize where you can find fantastic recipes for your specific kit. And then we'll be done here. Okay, so under cooking shows, all right, under the tabs that you're going to use probably most are my cooking shows and then the promotions and recognition. Obviously, the training and resources, the PCU is your main go-to at this point as well. But underneath my shows, go under cooking shows. And if you go under, maybe it's right here, recipes and resources. That's what I meant, not cooking shows. Under recipes and resources, which is right above cooking shows, right here where it says new consultant recipes, I think they've had this link for a while, unless it's just been a long time since I've looked, but I don't think it has. But look at all of the different recipes they have. Okay, now obviously there's more recipes for the Ultimate Kit because there's more products in the Ultimate Kit. Which kit did you get, Victoria?
The Ultimate Kit. I have the big one.
And Bethany, did you get the middle one or the big one?
I got the middle one because I had a lot of the stuff.
Yes, because you had hosted. Okay, so here's the thing. Victoria, for you, and Bethany, probably for you too, you'd probably be able to do most of these recipes. For you, Victoria, you would, because you have everything in the ultimate.
Yeah. The cheesy chicken nacho dip is good. I made it today.
It's awesome, isn't it? Actually, I kind of think I have not made the veggie nacho supreme. I have made variations of nachos.
Uh-huh.
And because it's veggie, I'm not sure if this uses the grill pan or not, but you could totally grill the 1 or 2 chicken breasts and add that to it as well. You can totally add chicken to the bruschetta zucchini pasta. It's just a fantastic recipe. So I would recommend doing, I know you have a week now, Victoria, until your grand opening.
Yeah.
I'm glad to know that you're making recipes, because that's what I was going to recommend. Kind of plan your dinner your menu for the week from these recipes. And here's why. I hope everybody remembers or realizes when you go purchase the ingredients to practice recipes, they are a tax deduction. So if you don't have your receipt still, Victoria, grab that.
I do.
Actually practice a recipe up to 3 times and have it as a deduction. Then you can change it up a little bit. Change up the seasoning or the rub that you use. Change up, adding different vegetables. And there you go, 3 more times. So you honestly, when you're making dinner at home, you could pretty much write off your dinner expenses, because if you think about it, my kitchen is pretty much all Pampered Chef. So even if I'm not doing a Pampered Chef recipe, I'm going to be doing a recipe using my Pampered Chef tools. And it's one of those things that a lot of times recipes will turn into a show recipe that don't originate necessarily from Pampered Chef. Now, I do like to use the Pampered Chef recipes at my shows, because then when people want the recipes, I can direct them to where? My website, right?
Right.
I can direct
It's easy to print off extra ones or give them the cards.
Yes, the recipe cards are great. Now, usually the recipe cards I give people, sometimes because I don't have any of the 2-ply order forms left, so at a party, I'll keep their wish list in my folder, but I always give them this, and I'll write their total on here, and I'll let them know. You'll get a detailed email receipt from me, but I wanted to go ahead and give you my name and contact information, and here's your total. Enjoy your recipe. Because it gives them my information on a recipe form that they're going to probably keep. And you can totally print things out too, Victoria, but to save costs for you, one of the things that you can do in the next step after your party is you can just email them the link to the recipe.
Yeah.
And there is a way under my shows and orders when you post out a party. And you may have seen this before. I'm going to do this. So let me find one that I closed out her party. So I'm going to click over here on the cooking show part, and I can email the host. Or you can click on guest list. That's actually what you want to do. Click on guest list. Then you can select all 9 of the guests, okay? And go to this drop down and do a thank you for your order. Okay, because the only people that are going to be left in here now after the party's submitted are people who ordered. And then you can just put a little thank you note in here. You can include a link to the recipe. In my case, I posting the recipes from last night to our event page, because everybody happened to be on the event page. But I know I have in the past sometimes gone and found the recipe and just put the link to it right here. And then when I hit the email, it's going to send the email to everybody that was there. And you can click here, send it as a consultant, and copy in your host. Okay, make sense?
Yeah.
All right. Well, girls, thanks for hanging out with me this afternoon for a little bit. I wanted us to go through some basics, and hopefully you guys got something from that. And again, we as your director team and really the entire team is here to help and support everybody. It's a great team, a great Pampered Chef family. And we really want you to make money right away from the beginning. So kind of put your business on a budget. Don't be afraid to spend some money when you need to, but don't spend on it. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my God.